are live. Good morning. It's Ginny and Dave again, and we have a special guest, Tim. I forgot to name the person last time. His name is Jared, by the way. So, Tim, tell us who you are at DS Tech.
Well, my name's Tim Soper. I work here at DS Tech. I've been part of the team a little over 2 years now, touching everything from the VoIP side of it to the computers, firewall, physical installs. I kind of like to say I'm more of a generalist. I don't specialize in one area, but I do a little bit of everything.
He's a smart guy. That's why we have him here. Smart guy. So last week we talked about DeepFakes. Oh, and before we continue, make sure you subscribe to our newsletter so that you get all of these interesting articles that we read and put out there to help you with your productivity and all kinds of stuff. Anyway, so we talked about deepfakes last week. And so if you don't know what a deepfake is, go back to our YouTube channel and see the previous video. We talked about what it is. And today we're going to dive a little bit deeper into the audio deepfake, which is a little bit more specific and has been around for a longer time. So, what is an audio deepfake?
Well, an audio deepfake would be a way to use AI to synthesize someone's voice who you're trying to impersonate. So then you can create a call, or some of them are so advanced that in real time as you're speaking, they can voice over your voice as you're talking to someone. And then use that to either, for fun, you could make, videos and stuff, or some actors are using it for nefarious reasons and trying to spoof CEOs and other important people, and possibly calling in and creating tickets. That would be something that you wouldn't actually want to do, like maybe add a rule to a firewall, like opening, allowing you to go to a website that you shouldn't normally access, things like that.
So, okay. What you're saying is like my boss calls me.
Yep.
But it's not my boss. It sounds just like him.
Exactly.
Right?
Yes.
And I can't tell the difference.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, what does he say to me? He tells me to do something that
transfer money.
And I'm like, oh, wait, that's not my job. So then I'm like, okay, let me put you on hold. Yeah. Right? So
how do you combat that if you don't think it's your boss?
Yeah.
The best thing you can do is to have a procedure in place where maybe you'd want to call them back, be like, well, hold on 1 second. I just need to verify a few things. Let me get back to you with that request. And then you call them on their main line, verify that you spoke with that person prior, and verify the request if it seems like an unusual request or something like that. That would be the best thing to do.
Yeah.
Get in contact with them directly and just verify the request.
And even if it seems like a normal request, right?
Yeah.
I mean, have procedures in place. We've talked about on past lives that you should have, what's the word I'm looking for? You should put in place, implement a zero trust policy. I mean, really, these days you can't trust.
I need something signed, or I can't do this. I can't just do this from an email or from a phone call now because of the capability of this.
It's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Right.
So have policies in place, policies and procedures, right? And make sure all your employees know.
Yeah. I mean, everyone get those emails. It's like, oh, this invoice is so urgent. Please send money to this account real quick. And it looks like it's coming from a CEO, but it was spoofed via phishing, like an email. Well, think of the exact same thing, but now they're just phishing voicemails. They're trying to pretend they're a CEO, someone important, calling in, trying to convince you. Usually it's like urgency, anything with this has to be done right away, or if they make it seem like it's extremely important, that's usually a key red flag to, well, I just need to verify that this is correct before I put this in place.
And that's when we pointed out in a previous video, it's called Fear the Fear.
Mm-hmm.
If they want you to do it right now, by end of day today or whatever.
If they're trying to
fear
put
factor,
the fear in you, right?
It's wrong. It's bad.
Playing on your emotions. That's a marketing tactic too, by the way. Play on the emotions. You can get them to do things that you want them to do. Mm. Mm-hmm. So that's kind of crazy. And I did listen to some, if you do a YouTube search for audio deepfakes, they sound exactly like the person. It's kind of crazy.
Oh yeah. And you get, one of those things where it can be completely harmless. It could be used for editing movies, doing voiceovers, all kinds of media for good. But then at the same flip of that coin, anything can be used for good can also be used for bad. It just depends on the person using the tool with the AI.
Yeah, and speaking of using for good, there are, there's uses for synthetic audio, like medical uses when somebody has throat cancer and has lost their voice entirely.
In our business, Stephen Hawking.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
No, I don't know why someone who's worth $1 trillion would want to have that voice, that he uses. You'd think maybe now he does something different, but
well, it's a signature.
yeah, true. So
It's-
that's a case where it's medically and it's for good, not for bad reasons.
And in the entertainment industry, right?
Yep, in the entertainment industry as well. I think, I forget, was it The Mandalorian, the Star Wars one, where they basically did the young Luke Skywalker. All of his voice was done synthetic.
Oh, no
It wasn't even done
That
with
is
the
so
voice
cool.
actor. It was all done with AI and everything like that. So
Wow.
That is so cool. So I
I watched
wonder,
that too, and I didn't know that.
we talked about before we came on live, you can copyright your voice.
I believe,
right?
yeah, certain. I mean, I would assume, like, say you're Morgan Freeman, you don't just want anyone using your likeness without your permission.
Right.
So I think high-end actors, celebrities, especially voice actors, where that's their business, is their
Certainly.
voice,
Yeah.
would have some sort of copyright protection on their identity or something like that. So I have seen YouTube creators, using this technology for fun, making little fun videos, but they do get caught with the YouTube strike. Now they may be able to combat it. A lot of that's automatic, but you are getting hit with a copyright strike using celebrity likenesses in your videos. So
YouTube is actually the strictest
and
of all of them with that.
And it's like anything else that's copywritten. It's at a certain level it's okay, but not all of a sudden you're making money off of my likeness.
exactly, and
And if you're using it for security to breach my security, it's
That's even worse.
yes. But as with anything, a lot of it's just the intent with the use of what you're trying to do with it.
Yeah.
So
I should put the link to that one video. It was cute. It was kind of funny too, because they were going around recording voicemails in different voices. It was fun. Maybe I'll put it under here, or you can just ask me for it.
And some of the AI, it just depends. There's some that's it can take as little as they claim, 10 to 20 seconds or a 30-second voicemail clip to try to create this AI likeness of you. It doesn't take much, but it's still not quite the best. Usually they say if you really want an AI to take over the inflection and some of the other stuff, probably like 2 to 3 hours worth of audio would really create a foolproof.
In famous people, that's nothing.
Well, yeah.
Like actors or politicians.
Well,
or whatever.
and with all these short videos, TikToks and Reels and all that kind of stuff, there's a lot of us, me, putting out little videos. So that's interesting.
Well, hopefully no one ever.
I better copyright it.
You, yes.
Just kidding. So how can you tell if a voice is fake? Can you tell?
For me, it's actually really hard to tell. Even though I know about this, there's some out there that just do such a good job that you really can't tell. You'll hear, especially if you got a voicemail on your phone, your audio's not the best. Sometimes you're hearing voicemails. If it's crackly, it's not like you're actually listening to a good quality recording. So you combine that with a fake audio, it's really easy to mask, and it's really hard to actually tell unless you take the recording and like run it through some sort of analyzing software. The average person is not going to be able to just tell from listening to it.
Is coming too in the line of defenses, right? I mean, they'll probably have AI listening to phone calls, right?
Yep, and looking for any sort of weird signatures. Maybe that's a tip weird. I don't know too much about the audio side of it, but I know there's the different.
So that's the good news. As the hackers learn more, the security people learn more too, right?
Yes.
So
the way there's a photo forensic site you can do. This was for back just with regular photos when there's the old internet trope, pictures or it didn't happen. Well, now everything's photoshopped and can be fake. So that's not really a good measure of accuracy anymore. So there was a website where you could take a photo, put it in the website, it did an AI calculation, and you could actually see highlighted what parts of the photo were fake versus the real ones. So I envision the future where eventually someone could drop an audio recording into something, it could analyze it and then shoot out, this is genuine or this was manipulated, and it could give you just maybe not tell you exactly where it was, but at a glance, yes, this is legit or it's actually been manipulated or not.
And it's like same thing as handwriting experts. like are doing autographs and, to verify autographs by famous people, whatever, or signatures. They do the same thing. They look at certain, like patterns in your speech or how you make, certain letters or
Or
whatever.
where you lift the pencil
So,
and stuff like that.
exactly. Everyone
Interesting.
has their own, unique handwriting and voice and whatever. So,
Interesting.
yes.
A little bit freaky too, but
One more thing to be concerned about.
Yep.
zero trust. Trust no one.
Yes.
Maybe that should be our outgoing outro every day. Trust no one.
Don't even trust us, all right? Verify everything we're saying and do your own research
Right?
too.
This
Yes.
might not be me. And this might not be Tim. Anyway, thanks for watching and drop your questions. Subscribe to our newsletter and we'll see you next week. I didn't write down the topic. Sorry. I'll just come. Or on our newsletter, I let you know like the day before what we're going to talk about.
Yeah.
So.
It'll be something computer related, interesting, and about security, most likely.
Right? Well, actually, I did have something really cool that I was going to drop in, and I can't remember. I just remember.
Were we going to talk about crypto one of these days too?
Yeah.
with you?
We could. That's
Yeah.
one of my
I
personal
know.
hobby specialties, I guess.
Okay.
you could say.
That's what Eric said. He said it would be fun to talk about crypto
Yes.
a little bit.
Yep.
So next time we have Tim on, we'll
We
definitely.
can definitely do
Yes.
some of that.
Yeah.
Send us a message and let us know. Comment.
Yeah. Well, and let us
you'd
know
like
what.
to hear.
Yeah,
You can always
exactly.
send a
Yeah.
little comment and say, hey, yes, talk
Comment.
about crypto or
Subscribe and. Well, if you wanted our security stuff, it's security@dstech.net. So, all right,
Lots
make
of
it a great
information.
day. That's a wrap. Trust no one.